Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is the Dom Barrage. This was a request from Ibram Gaunt, who, as his second request for the month, said basically any promotional mobile suit but the Juagu, and so he would have accepted a Psyduck colored Juagu, but I wanted to get something new, and I have, and it turns out it's something he really wanted to see, so excellent. The Dom Barrage has a gigantic Gatling gun, which pretty much has the firing rate of the Goof Customs, but is a support, which is just about perfect in my opinion. And it also has a missile barrage. I assume that's pretty much the reason for the name. It's fairly inaccurate, but very damaging. The thing about the Dom Barrage is that you can stack all three of the shooting mod, ranged mod parts on it. So that's like a 14% increase in range damage, I think. So that's pretty substantial. In addition to the missile barrage, it has a beam gun in its chest, like some of the variants like the Peasant Doge have, where you can have a stunning beam shot instead of a blinder. So yeah, so you can see pretty solid damage to that. I think it was a Gym Command, and it is gone. Throw some missiles at that thing. With type advantage, they do about 800 damage apiece. That's pretty good for a magazine of 8. If you can hit with all of them, extremely unlikely, you can do some real damage. But yeah, I like this thing. It can fire the Gatling while moving. Sometimes I forget that and just sit still, because I expect it to... it's got this huge gun on its back. I expect it to have to sit still to fire, but it doesn't. You can just keep going with it. The missiles, I think you have to sit still for, and with perfect timing, my Gatling is reloaded. That's another thing. You will probably want to put a quick loader on this, because that is a long reload on this beast. So keep that in mind. But yeah, it's also I'd say it's fairly fast for a support type. And of course it has that skatiness of the Dom, which means that you do get kind of nudged around a little bit, and it's huge, so you kind of have to be careful to stay out of other people's ways. But look at how much damage those missiles did right there. I figured those two guys have got that guy with what little hit points he has left, so it was time for me to move on. There's a fellow Dom Barrage, and that is a big target. Yes, also, much to my surprise, it can be used in space. I may try and get a video of that for next week, just because I don't do a lot of space videos, and I find this thing neat. So I may as well see what I can do. Also, machine guns are pretty much my favorite space weapon, and it's got one of the best. So I'm going to have to try that. It's a 400 pointer at level 1, incidentally, so that's a pretty good range. It also means that in a point consistent room, you're not going to have to worry about Thunderbolt Gundams ruining your day, because they would ruin your day in this thing. Big time. Throw some missiles at that guy. Tagged him with a bunch of them. I'm not sure if the missiles stun too, but they do enough for sure. Got that guy. Decided to jump down so I wasn't, surrounded by people on both sides with not a lot of support. Throw my lot in with the team and wait. Let's see. Heard enemy support fire was coming in. Does not seem to be aimed at me. That's fine. He got a better shot off than I got on him, and I noticed the enemies coming into my left hand side. It was a good time to be behind my team. Generally a good place for supports anyway. That gun tank was out in front. I wasn't trying to stun it, but I was trying to stop the thing that was trying to kill it. I did not succeed. And I managed to avoid the temptation of going after that guy, which, yeah, I think I'm finally getting my game legs back here after some bad times with the ranked matches. I went through that on Thursday, if you didn't see, and I'm just going for a philosophy of, for the most part, of now let us never speak of it again. I'm not going to complain about it any further. It's been done. I've said what I needed to, and I'm starting to feel better for it, so hopefully it was, not too much of a drag on y'all. But I have got very little health, but if I can get a beam shot off on that guy, he may die. He did not. But tackle. Well, I got the assist, so It's a good time for me to back off if I can, but I kind of went right to the explosion, and there's an Ifrit there. Decided since I was going to die anyway, I was going to try and land the missiles, but he had me stunned too quickly. Since this is a Dom, I keep trying to play it like it has an evade. It does not have an evade, so if you see me just doing like little boosts of dashing just as people attack me, that is because I have tried to do a dodge roll, which this mobile suit does not have. But I think I'm doing pretty well. This is only my second time out with it, and as you can see, it can just pile on the damage. It's pretty nice. Like, stunned that guy for 1,500 damage, went after his legs, he used Invade. I think this is that 250-point Zaku-Kai B-type again. That poor guy is just out of his element in this room, especially against this thing, which has type advantage and can do a zillion damage. That's the other thing about the Dom Barrage that lives up to its name, I would say. All of its weapons ready up very quickly. The trade-off, of course, is very slow reloads for each of them, but you can combo from the beam gun to the Gatling to the missiles pretty easily. So, or to the missiles to the Gatling, however you want to do that. 2 minutes left, and we've got a pretty ridiculous lead, so I'm happy about that. And also, just since those missiles are not super accurate, it's kind of a great thing to be just firing into a crowd. Get some leg damage in on that guy, and maybe pull back a little bit. Yeah, as you can see, it's got good thruster speed in particular. The missiles are the first thing I have up. I think I mentioned not to stun anybody. Something I didn't mention in yesterday's video, and I just got out of that Gan's way at just the right time. But something I didn't mention in yesterday's update video is that they have tweaked a lot of things about the GAN. It has more buffs now. It has faster reload on the needle missiles, which it desperately needed, and a couple other minor things as well. So, yeah, they've rehabilitated the GAN a little bit, so it will play a little bit differently the next time you play it. And of course, it's in the point shop now, so if you didn't have it, you have something to look forward to. It's about 50,000, I think, 48 somewhere in there. Man, I am just talking a mile a minute today. I hope it's not too much for everybody, but yeah, I'm enjoying this again. I got some good rounds that I'm happy to show off, so that's always a good place to be. And we've got 30 seconds left. I've got not a lot of health, and that poor guy just ran right into my stun beam. See, I'm taking a few minor hits, but I'm just mainly trying to stay back and plant missiles where missiles belong. Got another stunning beam. Missed that guy. Missiles aren't ready. 14 seconds. Gatling's not ready either. I have basically no offensive weapons ready. So just waiting. There we go. 7 seconds and just people to shoot at, which mainly the thing that would be good here is not getting killed, but got a couple of missiles off at the end, so, and stayed alive. So I'd call that a pretty good run. So yeah, that is the Dom Barrage. Thank you once again, Ibram, for your continued support. Really appreciate it. And yeah, and I gave that to the host because we'd been talking before the round. It's somebody who knew my videos. Good playing with you, man. So until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later.